What a week. I am Christopher McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80, and this is the Full Force podcast. We are back with another fantastic update for the Roboskull MK II Kickstarter campaign, and my bloody word, what an update it is. We had a few reveals on the lead up to Thursday's Kickstarter campaign, but let's face it, the biggest story was that insane first day. The initial funding goal was smashed within the first few hours of the project's reveal, and every single one of the initial stretch goals were reached inside 21 hours. Wow. We posted an exclusive interview with Mark O'Byrne from the Skeletron toy company on the day of release, and now we have both Mark and Ben on the show to talk about this amazing campaign so far. Guys, thanks for joining me again. Firstly, how brilliant was Thursday?
It was unbelievable, Chris. I mean, what can you say?
It was nuts.
We posted it up. We were ready. We've been working basically around the clock to get ready. We really wanted the 14th to be the day, and it was so much work. Yeah, and
we wanted 14th to be the day, but we only knew that 2 days prior to that. And then it was like, yeah.
And we just, I thought we could be like, whew, you can relax, take a breath for a minute. And then it just went wild, which was awesome, but it was totally unexpected.
How funny was it, those messages I was sending you in the first few minutes where it was like, oh, we got a backer. Oh, we got 5. Oh, we got 10. We got 11 backers. I'll stop doing this now. And then like I couldn't even keep up with the initial funding goal was just going, and I was like, wow, I've never seen this before. I've never seen it move so fast in real time.
It was incredible. I stepped away for lunch, and then I couldn't step away for 20 minutes. I come back and it's like, whoa.
Unreal. And
yeah.
I mean, full disclosure, I will ask you the question in a second, but from my, not I say experience from Kickstarters, having done, helped in a few, but generally seen them, I was thinking, this Roboskull's too good not to fund. It'll fund 100%, and I'm hoping we get all those stretch goals over the period of time. Never in a million years did I think it would fund in the first hour, and I think an hour and a half it funded. And yeah. I was like, wow. And then it just went, I was like, well, the stretch goals, now we got to that bit, it'll probably start slowing down. No. I went to sleep at about 175 or 176,000. And then I saw a message in the morning from you, Ben, saying 178. And then a few hours later, what's happened? You've unlocked the 6-inch figure, and you're closing in on 200,000. In actual fact, let's double check. Live check. 199407. So I'll pose the question to you first, Ben. Did you expect that?
Obviously, absolutely not. I would have been better prepared had I thought it was going to go that quick.
Wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
It's honest. I mean, honestly, Chris, we're just so incredibly grateful that the reaction's been so strong to the product. No, we could have never anticipated that it was going to go this quickly. To be perfectly honest, I was hoping we would be able to get these 6 unlocks done by the end of the campaign. That was sort of like that was the goal. It's like, if we can unlock that 6-inch figure at the end of the 30 days, that's going to be an amazing success.
You've still got 29 days left. It says 29 days. It says 29 days. Oh, my days.
Yeah, it was 21 hours. So we hit the 6th stretch goal in under 21 hours, which, again, is just, no, there's no way I could have expected that response. But it's great. It's a wild ride. It's been a crazy 23 hours, 22 hours now. Yeah, because we're recording this. This is just moments after it went, we hit it. So that's pretty awesome.
Incredible. And Mark, how about yourself, mate? What were your kind of realistic expectations going into this?
Well, I didn't have a ton of experience. I've never launched a Kickstarter before, right? So I didn't. It's my daughter. Yeah, she's been a big part of the project too. So, but no, I mean, I was optimistic. I was kind of the same way. I'm like, I really hope that we can do this, over the weekend. And I say that just because we're really confident in the project.
Exactly.
And so, yeah. But you don't know. You don't know how people are going to react.
What's crazy is we were all really confident in it. I don't think anyone expected 2 hours to be done. No. Do you know what I mean? Just be like, okay, well, unreal.
It was quite a ride. It was really exciting. I like my daughters, they're kind of watching the numbers bounce with me. And so it was really fun. It was just a really exciting day. And, I saw people posting, I think everyone was tracking that number for the unlocks. And so I think everyone was really kind of enjoying the ride. It was great.
What was funny is I was in the living room on the laptop. Kate was in the bedroom, and every now and again I'd hear, it's at like 150 something. I'm like, yeah, it's at like 160. We just go back and forth like with the numbers to each other. And just absolutely blown away by it. It's actually gone up a little bit more. So since we've been talking, it's now up to 199,444. So brilliant. Keep it going, guys. Keep pledging. What will be interesting is when people actually see this and what the actual number is at the time of seeing this actual video, because I've got a funny feeling it's going to be slightly bigger than it is right now. Okay, well, moving on then, let's talk about the few questions that kind of popped up, like a few clarifying aspects that we can kind of fill people in on, because I've been getting a few questions because obviously I'm the news and I have to know this stuff and I don't, and I'm kind of saying to people, I just got to clarify that. Maybe we'll talk about it with the guys, because I don't want to be, I don't want to be assuming things. But effectively, one of the questions was, what can people expect with the all-in, and what will they have to add? Because there's a couple of things in there that are unlocked for purchase, aren't there?
Right. So the all-in is the all-in, right? So anything that we've unlocked for purchase, they get as part of the all-in. So it's a really great value.
Fantastic.
That all-in.
So there isn't a thing where you have to you get them unlocked and they have to add a little bit more money to pay on. They just get that with the all-in.
They get it. And the all-in is the all-in. I mean, that's my expectation when I do an all-in. So that's what we're doing here.
Fantastic.
The one thing that got a little bit different about the way we did the Kickstarter was we initially had that unlock for the assassin Skeletron that they would be part of the Roboskull. It's kind of part of that whole play value, and that with the prisoner transport, you could store them in there, which we really haven't gotten into how cool that is. That
quick side note: the Skeletrons work as a little transportation in that prisoner transport when you got your 6-inch guy piloting it, because then it acts as like a practical thing, doesn't it? Because obviously we discussed this, you can't stuff a 6-inch figure in the prisoner's transport unless you're using Anakin in the fight with him and Obi-Wan in the lava bit. Right. Anyway, but carry on, Ben. Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah. So so we wanted to include that with the Roboskull purchase. So that was like a free unlock and upgrade for the Roboskull Mark II. But then there was conversations about, gosh, these little guys are so cool, and wouldn't it be great to have a bunch of these guys scurrying around, and they're just really fun. And so we decided to add a 3-carded 3-pack, right? Well, if you're an all-in, you're going to get the 3 included with the Roboskull, but then because you're an all-in and we unlocked a new thing that's a carded 3-pack, you're going to get that too. And so actually, I had this question come up last night, and it was like, how many Skeletrons do I get with an all-in? Well, you're going to get 3 for the Roboskull Mark II. You're going to get 3 with your Roboskull Mark II Special Edition, and then you get the 3 from the card back. So you actually get 9 Assassin Skeletrons with an all-in package now.
Amazing. Do you know what's cool about the Skeletrons? I never gave them much thought, other than I thought they were really cool and it was a great idea. But then I was thinking of that scene in one of the Star Wars movies when Anakin gets those droids hitting his ship, and they're like trying to cut it up and mess it up and everything, and R2's like shooting them off the actual the plane. And I was thinking, imagine that on the Roboskull's in space, it's being tailed by a triad fighter or whatever, and it just releases them out of like a little hatch out the back of the prisoner transport, and they all just float out there and start attack. And just that's something I hadn't given any thought to until I spoke to Mark the other day, and we were talking about how we imagined the Roboskulls in you can imagine like a Red Shadow Star Destroyer type thing, right? And then the kind of doors open up and a bar comes out and they're all hanging off it like bats. Like the little the landing talons are locked in. And then all the landing talons, you see them unlock and they just float out and kind of orientate, and we that kind of stuff. And now I'm just thinking of all this stuff in space, and those Skeledrones are amazing.
So good. So good.
So much fun you can have with them. I love that, Chris. That's the whole idea, is that we wanted to have all these fun things that really, that are inspiring to have some play value.
Yeah.
And display. Great if you just put them on the shelf.
It's going to be, everyone's going to be playing with this thing. There's no doubt about it. How could you put it down? Look at the thing. Right. So obviously we've got Skeledrones. We've got the O-ring figure, which was a big reveal. That was pretty cool as well, and obviously Grindstone Toys kind of in league with you guys in with that. What can you tell us about the O-ring figure?
So the O-ring figure, that was a lot of fun because when we were first doing the concepts, right, everything was about the 4-inch, the Marauder figure, right, and we had so much fun, with the design on that. So then, I don't remember at what point we decided, man, an O-ring would be a lot of fun, right? So then, we worked the guys at Grindstone, and they came up with a fantastic design, which came after the fact. So, it's kind of weird because, you get the Joes, in the 80s, right? And then you get the modern version later. Well, we kind of reversed that. We did the modern version first, and then we're like, we got to retro that thing. So,
but like every
amazing job.
But like every good company, you've left 6-inch till last as well, haven't you? And and that's another great reveal, isn't it? I mean, that just happened a short while ago. We're at 199481, by the way. Again, it just keeps rising and rising. So that's another amazing reveal. Is there much you can really go into at the moment, or are we going to be waiting a little while until we get some kind of images and a bit more information about it?
Yeah, I did just post the social media. I just put up the social media post on Facebook and Instagram that we've unlocked the 6-inch Marauder Task Force Red Shadows going 6-inch Wolf Trooper Pilot. So that's the unlock. That's the reveal. It's going to be styled like very much like the other modern 4-inch figures, where we wanted this very updated. Slightly futuristic, even maybe a little more than slightly futuristic for these guys. But kind of the whole kind of, it's going to be in that same vein, just upsized, right?
Yeah.
With tons of great detail. We've got top industry sculptors on this stuff, and so it's going to be gorgeous.
I'm kidding. Dave Proctor's amazing.
And
I was going to say, and Mark, but he is at professional level. The dude's ridiculous. Shut up, Mark.
Well, Dave's the man, though. Dave is like the guy who comes in and he just he takes whatever you've done, he just makes it better.
What a douche! I hate him. I'm kidding. Yeah. No, he's doing great work on this. I mean, everyone's done amazing work. I mean, that's another thing, Ben, isn't it? And Mark, the team on this it's a dream team. It's an all-star team, isn't it?
I mean, I think so. That's because I reached out to the people that I thought would be the very best people in the industry that could do the 4-inch figure. That was our starting point, is the 4-inch figure and the Roboskull. It started with Dave, and we talked about that before too, and reaching out to Marauder and just everyone top to bottom, artwork, sculpting, just everything to make the best product. I mean, that's what it's all about.
You forgot videographer. You forgot videographer.
And videographer.
Because that's Mark. That's Mark as well, anyway.
That's actually but that was just hype video. So then Chris, mad shout out Chris is banging out.
I did the Dave Proctor on your video, did I? I didn't at all.
Yeah, you did. So Chris, then he comes in and he just crushes the Kickstarter video. So Chris,
full disclosure,
huge shout out, thanks, man.
Full disclosure though, when I did the voiceover, the guys came back to me and said, "Can you do a pirate voice?"
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I feel like that was a missed opportunity, Chris.
I agree.
We're a little. Skeletron's a little dark.
Roboskull Mark II is here.
Exactly.
Arr, Skeledrones flying through the air. That kind of thing. That's what I should have done.
Oh man, yeah. See it.
I know. What a missed opportunity. I know.
We got to re-record that. Just reread. Let's redo it later.
Redo it. Cancel the Kickstarter and repost it again from scratch just to see what happens.
Chris, yeah. We have 29 more days, Chris. Let's just redo it.
I'm kidding. Let's not do that. Please, let's not do that. Please, let's not have to redo anything. This is perfection in my eyes, especially looking at what you've been doing as well with your team and the photography and all of the stuff you've been doing, like busting out social posts recently as well. Like some of the design on this is lovely, like really good. Well, all right, is badass and amazing. I know you don't like it when I use those kind of like flouncy words to describe things, but it is gorgeous to me. And like some of the design's really cool, and like the way you've got like, you know, some of the reveals and some of the pledge levels, absolutely loving all that. So, you know, to yourself and whoever's involved in doing a lot of the design for that, massive props.
Oh, thanks. Well, a lot of those, you know, a lot of the badges and the unlocks and things, we're just doing last second on zero sleep. So I'm glad that you like them.
I'm loving them. I'm loving them. Yeah, absolutely good stuff. Okay, well, let's quickly get into. All right, so just to kind of cover all the bases, we've got the Breath of Death, which is a hilarious name, and I love it. And again, loads of play value on that. Plugs into the mouth, the open mouth, and you can have it as like a tractor beam. Again, the kind of like the visual storytelling that it gives you, all of these different things are amazing. And like grabbing all those figures on the photographs, brilliant. Then we've got the weapon accessory pack, or the gear accessory pack, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which again, we haven't gone into a lot of detail with that, but again, I'm guessing images to follow on that one as well.
Yeah, so that one hit. So, you know, we just hit everything so fast. That one sort of got lost in all the action. So we're going to be kind of circling back on that one and showing everybody what gear they got that it's been upgraded that we haven't even shown them yet. So it's so we're going to post. We'll be posting some photos very soon on that, I would say, and it's cool. I'll just say that too. It's cool stuff. It's not
everything you guys have been doing has been cool, so I wouldn't worry. I don't think anyone's worried about what they're about to say. I think they're just excited at this point.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Because I mean,
yeah.
what's great is like, you know, in your head when you're doing the Kickstarter, when we're building this Kickstarter, because obviously this is my first Kickstarter, Mark's first Kickstarter too. Is, you know, we're playing like ooh, you know, we'll have all this excitement and build, and we start revealing these gear upgrades, and it's kind of like a slow burn and a build for this. You know, that's how it was in my head for the campaign.
Yeah.
So for just everything to just it's all there.
There you go. Amazing. It's still
wild.
It's still mind blowing to me. And again, like we're all confident about it. We all had like, I remember you asked me like a couple of months into this idea, you said, do you think it'll fund? And I was like, yeah, I do. I think over a long period of time, I think it would gather enough interest, you know, to fund. And I think the fact that if you'd have released then, like way back, if we'd been releasing back then, not so sure. But I think over the years, there's been even more swell, more knowledge about Action Force, more interest regarding the Red Shadows and like the Roboskull itself that I think probably helped in doing that. I still think you probably would have funded in a couple of days, but I don't think it would have been as quick as like, you know, 2 hours. Anyway, great job. And I think a lot of the build up as well, because you were dropping a lot of like, you know, teasers here. I was lying to everybody on news bursts, like saying, oh, what could this be? Knowing fully well what it was. I know, like no one's going to trust me anymore. They're going to be like, Chris, you know what it is. Stop lying to us. You know what it is.
Yeah, everybody, just so you guys know out there, everyone that's watching, Chris knows all the stuff in advance.
Pretty much.
Everything.
On
everywhere.
everything, yeah. Like
globally.
I know what's happening for the next 10 years. I'm kidding, I don't. But yeah, it does feel, I don't want people to think that's a regular thing, because it's not. If you're a patron, you'll know some stuff, but like I said, in this scenario, I did know everything. I knew everything that was happening. But so going through the kind of rest of the stretch goals, obviously there's the Skeletron, which you discussed, 9 of them for an all-in. You disgust me. 3 750 ring figure, obviously, which we just discussed, the grindstone one. Mm-hmm. Then we've got another one that probably slipped under the radar a little bit, was the proton cannon blast effects. Now that's something that's pretty cool, because again, Mark, you mentioned this. We'll talk to you quickly about this one, because of that Ian Kennedy art. We had that beautiful piece of work that Ian had done. Again, a legend on this brand. And, you know, we've got the blast effects coming out of everything. And you were like, we need them, right?
Yeah, exactly. And those are really fun to develop. And, you know, you look at some of the other projects that are out there that people have gone in on, and the blast effects is just, it's a cool feature. You know, we thought about that when we were designing the Roboskull. You know, what type of accessories would you have for it? and it was just a natural fit to get those in there. So,
and just out of interest, will other blast effects that are sold elsewhere in other lines fit? Is there a specific kind of like hole kind of size that you've got with the pegs there?
Yeah, that's a great question, Chris. So I think it depends on the product line. So, but we'll be updating that with the compatibility. We actually, because we do have a bunch of we actually have a lot of little hidden locations for ports and connections and stuff like that throughout the product, just to let Roboskull play with all your other toys, right?
Amazing.
Right.
Amazing. There's a little ball thing at the bottom so you can stick it on any of your figures as a head, right? Could you imagine that? A 4-inch figure with a Roboskull as a head.
It might be amazing. A little top heavy.
A Diaclone figure with a Robo. Anyway, so that's all awesome. And then obviously it finishes up with the 6-inch Marauder action figure, which, again, wow. Like, what a surprise. Not for me because I knew about it, but for everybody else, what a surprise that was. And again, we're at the point now, let me just give a quick update on the live ticker. 199,750. It's gone up again.
Oh, it's just slowly creeping up there.
Slowly creeping at 200.
I know. I kind of wanted to hit 200 so I can on this episode so I can go, yay.
You're just gonna drag it out.
Let me just do a pledge on this quickly to how much is it? 750.
You better put a pledge in on that, Chris.
And I'm not getting in on this. This is garbage, guys. I do not endorse this project. I can say that now. It's at 200,000. Anyway.
Someone's going to clip that. That's the clip someone's going to post on social media. This is what Chris said about.
This is what Chris said about it to the people on the actual company. He's so horrible. I mean, some of that's correct, but yeah. Amazing stuff, guys. Amazing stuff. A couple of questions that popped up. Now, Ben, we had a question asking if the special edition. So before I get into this question, the first version, the Deco 1, the very beautiful Deco 1, has some sort of like sexy wash over the actual skull aspect of the, because obviously it's like a mixture of like mechanical and biological, isn't there? So, but on the actual skull that's kind of exposed, there's like this nice kind of dark wash on it. Is that going to be the same for the special edition with that yellow war paint on it?
I believe so. Yes. So that would be our intention, to do the same, and then just have that kind of, the added cool horn striping across the top of the helm, and then kind of that whole war, extending that down to that kind of war paint look across the face of the skull.
It's a really talking about the special edition. It's a really lovely homage in that kind of yellow and red of like the kind of Palatoy era. And but also at the same time you're doing something completely different with it, and it's like so striking. And I know, like Mark, again, we spoke about this, didn't we? That design from was it Alex and Dave that kind of came up with that? Did you say?
Well, I was gonna say So Alex came up. He had sent us some concepts, and just with some different color variations. There was a white one, there was a blue one. Very Braveheart, right?
Yeah.
And
you'll never take a Roboskull. Sorry, carry on.
And so, taking what you did, and then, again, it's, tweaking and doing things like that to come up with, we had the original, we had a stripe going down it, and then it just kind of hit at one point. We're like, well, it kind of feels like it needs a horn. And there was just one happy accident. Ben and I were just goofing around with decos one day, and I just, in ZBrush, I had my paintbrush on and just kind of went, right? And it made kind of this horn kind of look, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." And then we came back to that.
The best things come by accident, don't they? Like, seriously.
Yeah, it's like Bob Ross. It's the happy little accidents, right? So
there you go. Everyone's happy at the moment as it's at 199,814. It's gone up again. Oh, getting so excited about this. This is a really good episode because you're slowly seeing the excitement build and build to this crescendo at the end. I'll cut it off just as it turns over. Right. But that, brilliant stuff. So I'm glad that, again, I think the person that asked that one, I can't remember who you were. I'm very sorry if I forgot who you were, but I think it was on YouTube or one of the comments. But there's your answer. And if you just comment in there, I'll give you a shout out at some other time to make up for missing out on that particular one. Now, finally, let's bring this to a close in perfect timing as we're just creeping up to 200,000. So I actually originally wrote, and only a few hours ago, with the 6-inch figure just a few $1,000s away. Can you believe that was a few hours ago? In actual fact, it will very likely reach by the time this goes out. Correct, it would have done, and it did. So what does the future hold for the campaign now that all the stretch goals are unlocked? I mean, is there more to come? Can you talk about any of it? I mean, what's going to happen now?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, we had that 7th stretch goal, like, hey, if things get crazy and we actually get there, we wanted to let the people know we'll do more. We're going to keep this thing going. So yeah, so just keep watching, Chris, because we've got some more stuff planned, and it's going to be a ton of fun.
I know what it is, guys. I'm kidding. I do, but just for the purposes of this bullshit conversation, yes, I can't wait. I'm so excited to see everything, guys. You're going to be blown away by what's coming. I'm pretty sure most people are already blown away. I know the three of us and all the other members of the cabal that have kind of helped in whatever way, shape or form to bring this project to life. I had to word that in a way that didn't sound like I was piggybacking on your success there, guys. But you know what I mean? Like, in terms of like all the people that jumped on to kind of help this, mainly the Full Force podcast.
Mainly you. Teamwork makes the dream work, man. Honestly, this was such a great collaborative people talk about collaboration on projects, and this was a really truly collaborative project where where everyone just sort of meshed, and we kept critiquing and revising and updating and generating better and better ideas over the course of 2 years, and it just I'm really proud of this team.
Absolutely, and I can't wait to see what else comes about. It hasn't come on. Why have you not ticked over yet? This is why we should do live episodes.
Chris, you can just say we hit it, and then when you publish, it's going to be over.
That's a really good point. That is a really good. I'm keeping all of that in, and I'm just going to say for the purpose of this episode, and for the fact this will take me ages to actually edit, we've done it, guys. 200,000. Can you believe it? You watch as everyone removes their pledge now. No
one believes you anyways, Chris. You lost all credibility. So
that's so true. I lost credibility years ago. I never had credibility. Anyway, yeah. So again, fantastic job, guys. Absolutely wonderful stuff. I'm so proud of you all. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm also proud to be involved in it in the small way that I have been. I just really blown away by everything that's happened, and a big shout out to all the people involved, including including Bob Breakin, Palatoy legend, Ian Kennedy, packaging artist extraordinaire, Grindstone Toys and their O-Ring collaboration, Marauder Inc. and their figure 4-inch and 6-inch collaboration, to who else am I missing? Alex Wu for the incredible conceptual art and work beyond that too. Dave Proctor, Spartan Toys, again, like big names in the game who have done amazing stuff. And obviously Dave's job doesn't end here either, does it? I mean, he's got work once the Kickstarter finishes. So that's something that we'll be covering further into the campaign. We'll probably do one of these every now and again when reveals happen, and then obviously when we get to the end, we've got to have a celebration, right?
We've got to have a party Saturday night when we end. Yeah, we're gonna have a party. Yeah, it'll be a celebration for sure. I definitely want to take a moment too to give a huge shout out to Marauder John.
Yep.
If you think about what he did for us here by joining forces with us, this is our first Kickstarter. Skeletron's a new company, and for him to to say, yeah, we're gonna do this together, and we're gonna do Marauder with this new Skeletron Roboskull launch. It's a really big deal. And then beyond that, for him to allow us in our first Kickstarter to not only make the announcement of Marauder going into 6-inch, but to do it as like this stretch goal that's like at the back end of this stretch. And then we were expecting all this, again, the slow build, the slow burn to this. And then all of a sudden it's already here. It just happened an hour ago where we're doing a 6-inch figure with Marauder. Like, how amazing is that? That's insane. So cool. It's such a big announcement for toy fans, for the circles I run in, you know, the GI Joe and the military collector guys. Like, this is huge news. So huge shout out for Marauder John, for partnering with us on this. He's just one of the absolute best. Those guys.
I did forget one, and I can't believe I did. I'm probably going to get divorced for it as well. Kate McLeod, who again is, I would say, not even. I'm talking prior to this too. Was probably very inspirational to yourself, Ben, if I may say so, because I know we've talked about this in the past. In terms of the Roboskull, with her work, you know, around the custom that she did in that with the 12-inch Roboskull, and again, you know, not just inspiration, but then obviously helping out during the, you know, being as a consultant as well during the project.
Yeah, she provided great feedback and consulted with us the whole time over the last, you know, 2 years plus. So thank you, Kate. It's awesome. And yeah, as far as inspiration goes, like, there's a direct lineage of, you can see kind of the development of, you know, being big fans of Palatoy and Bob's work on the Roboskull back in the day, and then to see Kate's amazing custom that she did, and then the following year, that's literally what got me thinking about what I could do for a custom, and that's when I chroned the custom the following year, the custom Roboskull. And then we just kept taking it further and further.
You've probably taken it too far now, haven't you? I would say.
I think we've taken it too far, and yet we're going to go even further.
Absolutely.
So.
Great thing to end on there. Right, guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate you jumping on and chatting with me again. I know it's been a ridiculous time, and it's hard to kind of pull yourself away for 5 minutes to do these kind of things, so I really appreciate it. And
yeah, I got to get back to it. And my last thank you has to go out to all the Roboskullers out there. I can't tell you how much we appreciate the people that have come out and backed us, and just people, you know, the people that were supporting us right out of the gate too, and sharing our stuff on Facebook, and just really just supporting us in a really positive way. That meant so much to us when we started teasing this, and then for all these people to come out and put their money aside for us it's incredible. So thank you guys. Thank you to all the Roboskullers out there. We obviously we couldn't do it without you. So thank you.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much. That brings us to the end of this very, very special episode. Thank you for watching the Full Force Podcast presents Roboskull MK II Kickstarter fully funded. Yeah, that's the full title.
Yeah.
Thank you to my amazing guests, Mark O'Byrne and Ben Conway of the Skeletron Toy Company. See you next time, guys. And as always...
See you soon, Chris.
after 3, 1, 2, 3...
Force!
Hey, we just hit 200.
Do you know what? I haven't stopped recording yet, so that's perfect. You're right. We are at 200, 545, like that.
That's great.
Unbelievable. The Roboskull MK II from Skeletron is here. Created by an international team of highly trained and talented specialists, this ultimate action figure vehicle will dominate your collectible displays and terrorize shelves around the globe. This exciting, multi-purpose, multi-scale compatible death-dealing skull fighter is packed with awesome features and comes with an equally fierce Roboskull Blood Wolf pilot. Get ready. In this Kickstarter campaign, you will see the incredible detail and care that has gone into the creation of this stunning vehicle. Catering to multiple scales, you will be able to utilise any 1/18, 1/12 and yes, even some 1/60th scale action figures with this outstanding machine. Speaking of action figures, we have joined forces with Marauder Inc. to bring you a fantastic 4-inch Roboskull Bloodwolf pilot, and we are also excited to offer a special edition Roboskull to our Kickstarter backers. The Roboskull MK II Special Edition will only be available via Kickstarter backer kit and will also come with a Kickstarter exclusive Marauder Roboskull Weasel pilot. The Roboskull Mark II comes fully loaded with awesome features including articulation, independent 360-degree VTOL wing rotation, 3 snap-to-position flight modes, X-Attack, Standard and Tight Maneuvering, articulated wingtips for flight mode and landing mode, hinged canopy for interior cockpit access, 2 ball-jointed pilot control handles integrated into each removable seat, articulated rear cannons, removable prison transport with hinged lid, articulated chin gun assembly, articulated jaw, and removable missiles. Compatibility: 2 removable 1/18 scale seats for a pilot and rear gunner for 3 3/4 and 4-inch figures. 1 removable 1/12 scale seat for a 6-inch figure. Removable eye cannons for use with 20mm system. Multiple additional peg hole contact points for crossplay compatibility with other toys and for future expansion. Roboskull is designed and engineered for production. Now we need your help to make the beautiful, terrible Roboskull Mark II a reality. By backing this project, you'll enable us to move forward with the production tooling required for this masterpiece of destruction. And if we're successful in funding, our diabolic designers have even more wicked weaponry to add to your Roboskull with a number of impressive stretch goals. We are proud to offer international shipping. For details, check out the Kickstarter campaign. Thank you for checking out the Roboskull Mark II. We feel we've created something very special. We hope you agree and help us to make this a reality. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force!